What is up, guys? Average John here again, and today we are working on the Franken Stool again. I got a couple things I want to knock out. I want to try to fix the alignment on the front end. I think I got another set of handlebars and a twist throttle instead of the brake style throttle. And I think we're going to possibly fix his back brake so it's a little bit better. I might have another sprocket, and if I don't, we're going to work on sliding this back end back, getting that fixed. But I don't know how that's going to work because of the brake. But yeah, so it's 33 degrees here right now, so I'm actually going to go find the little heater because the shop does not have heat, and it's not 33 degrees in here, but it's definitely probably like 45 degrees in here. But yeah, so that's kind of what we got going on today. A lot of the parts I'm gonna get are off another mini bike that I bought for like 50 bucks. So yeah, so that's kind of the game plan today. Keaton is not here. He works nights, so he's probably actually asleep right now. So let's go ahead and get at it. All right, guys, so I finally just kind of did an alignment on the front of the Franken Stool. A lot of these rods are bent, so they're not straight at all. So it's a little bit of a trick to do, a lot of back and forth, but there's still some camber to it. These bolts here were super loose. They go all the way through. So I tightened them up a little bit more. You can't tighten them all the way, of course, because then you can't steer it. But the steering's a lot tighter now. It's not as loosey-goosey. And let me straighten her up here. There we go. It's a lot straighter. There still is a little bit of camber in it, but that's just something you're gonna have to live with when everything is bent that you're working on. So I think now I'm going to go to the back of the shop and see if I can't find a set of handlebars and pull that other mini bike out. All right, so I got to the back of the shop and I actually had a lot more bicycles than what I thought I had. I had one with a set of ape hangers back there, and I was like really contemplating about putting them on the Franken Stool because I think that'd be cool. But nonetheless, found a set of handlebars. So now comes the hard part, getting the grips off, which I'm probably just gonna have to cut off, and then see if those twist throttles that I have back there work on these handlebars. All right, so I just finished cutting off the grips, took this off, had to bevel one in to get the brakes off, because the bike handlebars have been dropped on the ground so many times, it essentially just mushroomed out is what it did. I just cut them off with this. I just slid the pair of scissors up in between the handlebars and the grips and just cut away. Took me about a couple minutes to do, but before I tear the other handlebars off the Franken Stool, I'm going to make sure the twist grips work on these handlebars, get it set up if it works, so that way I don't take that all apart and then I have to put it all back together because nothing works. So right now I'm gonna go grab the mini bike and get started on that. So I grabbed the mini bike and this is it. I paid like $50 for this thing. Doesn't run for whatever reason. So I'm gonna steal the handlebar throttle cable off of it and let me pick it back up here. Accidentally dropped it. And steal the sprocket off of it. So that's kind of the game plan. Look at the welds on this thing. Like, I feel like a little bit of drugs was involved on the welding of this. I mean, Keaton and I are no masters at welding, but let me tell you what, I'd like to say we did a little bit better job than that. So it's kind of the goal. I mean, look at this. The sprocket's even missing a bolt. I finally finished mounting up the handlebars and the twist throttle. I had to do some modifications to the stem and to the adjuster, and then I ran the throttle cable and I ran it on the outside of the stool instead of on the inside. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna fix that, might just run with it, but let me show you. So got the throttle cable mounted up here, had to drill that out. There's a little metal piece in this rubber boot that I cut out, so there's a cut in it, but can't have everything perfect. These two wires here are, I guess, for like an electric start. I do not know how to hook that up, nor am I going to attempt to. This stem here, since this is the diameter of this handlebar was actually a little bit smaller than the other one, I had to beat this down and then grind this out here, find a different bolt with enough threads, and then thread it up. That was a little bit of a pain to do, but gonna go ahead and start it up and see how that throttle works.
And got it fired up, took a couple minutes to do. It's just really cold-blooded. Brand new Predator engine from Harbor Freight, 212. But yeah, let's go ahead and check it out here for a second. There she's spinning here.
You can see the handlebars are sliding again. I'm half tempted just to tack weld them, to be honest with you. But yeah, so we kind of knocked that out. I got to run to the DOT, do my CDL permit. So I got to do that, and then I'll be back to take it for a test drive maybe. Back from the DOT. Went about as planned. But sat here and put the brakes on. This on, reused the old grip because it fit pretty well. Just reused the old brake lever. Kind of got it adjusted. What had happened is this piece back here had broke off, so it's just held on there with a bolt, couple washers. So they're not the best brakes in the world, but they do function now. So I just got to go ahead and tie some stuff up and then go take it for a quick little test ride. I'm not going to put a whole lot of faith into the brakes. I'm not going to go fast. Just kind of see how it handles, see if it handles a little bit different. I think before actually I take it outside, I am going to need to do something with this chain situation, like what we got going on there. It's just so freaking loose. It's not a good chain anyways. So I think I'm going to shorten it. I don't really know what else to do besides that. Everything else is pretty much buttoned up, so it'll at least be rideable, a little bit more enjoyable. Finished up with the chain. There wasn't a whole lot I could do right this second till Keaton gets here and I get more on what he wants to do. So all I did was kind of just wipe down the chain. I did take it off, a lot of hard places in it, so it really needs a new one, and then we need to figure out a better situation for the rear end. But it's rideable right now. I'm gonna test it. Ended up getting everything buttoned up, all zip tied together and whatnot. So I'm just waiting on the air compressor to finish up so I can lift the table, take out the safety pin, and then drop it to the ground. Super windy outside, but she is up, she is running. So I think it's only right we take it for a test drive. The brakes still don't work worth a crap, even after adjustment. So I think the pads are just junk, but let's take it for a spin. Just got done riding the Franken cart, and the brakes still don't work any better, so that's kind of scary, and it goes a lot faster after the alignment, so that makes it even scarier. So just gonna have to wait till we can figure out the brake situation. But other than that, it ran really good. I just got a short video there. It was just so freaking windy, and it kept feeling like there was car after car after car coming. So I couldn't film and ride at the same time. But yeah, so we're just gonna wait on Keaton. He doesn't know that I got any of this done. I think I'm gonna have to tack weld the handlebars right there and there. Shouldn't be a big deal. It's just, they're tight. They're just not tight enough to hold as firm as I would like, because if somebody did have to pull the brakes in an emergency situation or something, or they turn too hard, they would fold. But yeah, other than that, we'll see what happens in the future here with the Franken Stool.